Yes guys, what's happening? I'm back again with another video, and in this one we will be talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold agreeing a move to Real Madrid. I'm here to give my thoughts in this video on this saga and much more, so stay tuned. And yeah man, let's get cracking. I mean, you know what, we kind of knew this news, you know, I mean, at least most people knew that this was going to happen. Trent Alexander-Arnold looks seemingly likely to join Real Madrid in the summer. And I can't say I'm surprised, you know. I mean, the news broke a few days ago, and there was no shock from my part, you know. I did know for some time that this was a possibility. One of my first videos actually on this channel was discussing the Trent Alexander-Arnold saga and whether he would leave and stuff like that, my initial thoughts at the time. And nothing really has changed since, you know. It is disappointing, of course, but at the same time, I'm not one of those Liverpool fans that's just gonna be like angry or very disappointed or anything like that. You know, I think it's quite clear that Trent Alexander-Arnold wants to challenge himself. You know, he wants to find a new challenge, I should say. But yeah man, at the end of the day, for me, it doesn't tarnish his legacy per se. It is a little bit disappointing, of course, but my honest opinion is, like, he's done everything he can for Liverpool, to be honest. He's 26. And he wants to try out a different challenge, you know, in La Liga, you know, playing for the biggest club in the world, which is Real Madrid, let's be honest. And this kid, I mean, he has grown a lot at Liverpool, you know. He's the best right back in the world, in my opinion. He's a phenomenal footballer, and he's been part of this successful, you know, era under Jurgen Klopp. And this season also, he's been magnificent, you know, barring a few games, of course. But to be honest with you, I can't really begrudge him the move, you know. As I said before, he's in his prime right now, and he perhaps wants to try something different, you know. I mean, who can say no to Real Madrid or a new challenge, you know? I mean, we all know what's going on at Liverpool in terms of the ownership. Obviously, Van Dijk and Salah's contracts are all running out as well. So, like I said, I mean, this doesn't surprise me, so there's not really much else I can add to it, other than, you know, we just have to focus on winning the Premier League from now till the end of the season. We've got 9 more games remaining, but like I said, Real Madrid will be getting a phenomenal player in Trent Alexander-Arnold once that's official, but it looks that way, to be honest with you. And yeah, I mean, he wants to try a different league, a different culture, a different country, you know. So I can't really say much more than that, because at the end of the day, Trent has been at Liverpool his entire career up to now, up until this point. And I'm not going to be one of those that, you know, that calls him names, or he's a traitor, or he's this, or he's that. Sorry about any background noise, by the way. But yeah man, for me, he is a Liverpool legend, there's no doubt about it. But of course, right now, he's not going to be adored by every single Liverpool fan at this moment in time, and he may not get the farewell that he actually deserves because of this. But to be fair, there's not really much else he could have done. I mean, a lot of Liverpool fans, or, you know, a lot of other people are saying he should have extended the contract so that way Liverpool can get a fee for Trent Alexander-Arnold. But there would have been no guarantee that Real Madrid would have signed him, you know. I mean, we all know that Real Madrid signed Mbappe on a free, Rudiger. They've done this before. So I think this was in the works for some time, to be honest, with Trent. And it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. And even in that video, I did mention, like I said, as long as we get the commitment from Trent between now and the end of the season, I'm more than fine, and we win the league. And that's also going to happen. So, like I said, I mean, the initial reaction was one of disappointment, but I wasn't surprised. You know, this was in the works for some time. And yeah, man, there's not really much else I can say. You know, it's going to be a fascinating challenge for him, playing for Los Blancos, Real Madrid, in La Liga. I mean, he's going to be playing alongside so many other world-class players. So, like I said, it's just a new challenge for him. And yeah, man, I hope he does well, to be honest. I'm not one of those that's going to begrudge him of a different, you know, a career move. You know, a career of a footballer is short. So, like I said, I mean, if Trent wants to make that move, then so be it. Liverpool will be fine. We're in great hands under Arne Slot, and we've got an amazing team. And we will go from strength to strength. I mean, it just goes to show now that this summer is very, very important for the Reds, you know. I mean, we've got to strengthen in pretty much every area, you know, apart from midfield, arguably, because obviously 2 years ago we did managed to sign the likes of McAllister, Soboslai, Gravenberch, and Wataru Endo. So I think the main priority for Liverpool this summer is clear. We need to, just revamp the attack a little bit. We need to sign at least 3 or 4 defenders potentially, depending on the Virgil van Dijk situation. But I think this just means now that it was obviously important before to tie down the likes of Van Dijk and Salah, but now we definitely need to find a way to keep the 2 legends at the club, because we've already lost Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid. Barring any miracle, I think he's off to Real Madrid. We know that now. So it's a very important summer for Liverpool moving forward. Now we've got to make sure that we secure those, straight away, and then obviously we need to start our rebuild. Or it's not even much of a rebuild. It's a build. We might have to start from scratch. The likes of Kirkers will be among the targets. I mean, just before I started doing this video, there were rumours that Newcastle are going to go after Jarrell Quansah for around 30 million plus. So that might be our leeway to try and sign Alexander Isak. So you never know. It's going to be interesting indeed to see how this summer unfolds for Liverpool in terms of outgoings and arrivals as well. So it's going to be a busy one for the Reds. We're going to sell, like I said, the likes of Kelleher. He's going to probably move on to try and be a first choice keeper elsewhere. Joe Gomez has been at the club for about a decade. Darwin Núñez has obviously not lived up to the expectations, and he's far more likely to be sold than anyone else, to be fair. Luis Diaz 50-50, depending on whether he gets a new contract. If not, then he might be sold as well. I think Diogo Jota is also slowing down with these injuries, but I would imagine we're not going to lose every single squad member, obviously. I mean, some of them will go and be replaced, and that's just the way it is in football. Unfortunately, we will lose Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid, and even though I don't really want to wish him good luck right now, I mean, like I said, once the dust settles, I want him to do well at Real Madrid, and he'll always be a Scouser, and he'll always be remembered fondly at Liverpool. At least, in my opinion, he will be. I mean, to some, he might not be anymore, and you could argue that his legacy has been tainted or this or that, but for me, he's a phenomenal footballer. He's done far too much for Liverpool in our success, over the last few years, winning the league, Champions League, you name it, Super Cup, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. I mean, he's won multiple trophies. He hasn't disrespected the club once. Of course, he stayed silent and what have you, but to be fair, there's not really much he could have done. This was already planned as far as he's concerned, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I don't think it would have made any difference, if Jurgen Klopp was here or Arne Slot. I think this was pretty much in his thinking for a long time to join Real Madrid. And yeah, let's just see how he gets on, at the Santiago Bernabeu, and it's going to be an interesting one. So like I said, all we can do is replace him and strengthen the team, because we want to make sure we retain the league title next season, obviously once we secure it over the next few weeks, and just go from strength to strength, because I think it would be a massive concern if we lose Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, given that we've already lost Trent. It seems, I know it's not official, but listen, the reports have gone, and we know 99.9% Trent is off to Real Madrid. That's going to happen. And yeah, like I said, we've just got to move on and see what we can do in the summer. Let me know what you think of this transfer saga. Do you think Trent has made the right decision? Do you think this has tainted his legacy at Liverpool? Obviously, in my opinion, I don't think he has, because he's done a lot for the club. He's not just some ordinary footballer or ordinary right back who's been here for a few years and didn't do anything. I mean, he's had some iconic moments, a number of assists, fantastic free kicks. Who can forget the corner he took quickly in that famous night against Barcelona in the 4-0 win? I mean, Trent, for me, has been absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, he will always be remembered fondly at the end of the day. It might not be at this moment in time or once he's unveiled at Real Madrid, but once the dust, like I said, once the dust settles, I think fans will start to realise, yeah, this guy done a lot for us. So I'm not going to begrudge him of that move. I'm a football man, and he just wants to try something new, He wants to play with other players. He wants to, challenge himself in another way. So he's won everything there is to win at Liverpool as well. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, man, I'll be hoping to do more videos. Once again, I have been on a bit of a break over the last few weeks or so, international break and what have you. But I've been following some of the games, and yeah, man, the Premier League will be back very, very shortly as we take on Everton at Anfield, you know, and that's going to be, like I said, I might do a preview for that as well, so stay tuned. But just to summarize on the Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid move, basically, I think for me, he's entitled to make the move. His contract is running out, and like I said, he probably had a brilliant offer from Liverpool. Apparently the offer to extend was a lot higher than the one he's getting at Real Madrid, but the sign-on bonus is probably higher at Real Madrid, and he wants to challenge himself. I don't think it's about the money for him, but he just rather wants to challenge himself, and at the end of the day, let's see how that goes. It's going to be an unusual feeling not seeing Trent on the right for Liverpool, pinging those passes, you know, and you know, being a phenomenal footballer as he has been for us over the years. But all in all, like I said, that's football for you. I don't think it's fair to expect him to stay at Liverpool for the remainder of his career just because he's a Scouser and he's a local lad and what have you. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. I'm planning to do a little bit more talk on the transfer window, you know, where we need to strengthen, etc., and just talk about other clubs, maybe do a Champions League quarterfinal preview as well, some on the Europa League as well. There's so much to talk about. I'm just going to structure it accordingly and see if I can get the time to do so. But yeah, man, feel free to hit the like and subscribe, and I would very much appreciate it if you can follow the channel. I'm obviously just starting out. I mean, I did start a few months ago, but I'm planning to push out as much content as possible. And yeah, it's not easy staying consistent in this YouTube game, but let's see what I can do over the next few weeks. But yeah, just to summarize, Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid. It would have surprised me if it came out of nowhere. I mean, my reaction probably would have been different, but I personally knew this was happening for some time. And yeah, I mean, let's just see how it goes and how we improve moving forward in the summer. Until next time, peace and up the Reds.